Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to present our research on type 1 diabetes around the world, a systematic review and meta-analysis on global registries. Type 1 is a chronic condition, incidence of which is increasing globally. Uh, it is estimated that every year around 2 lakh, more than 2 lakh new cases are being detected in the age group of 0 to 19 years. And the type 1 diabetes prevalence incidence is increasing by 3.5% every year. Yet, its management outcome and access to care differs significantly across the region. So, by systematically analyzing the data acquired from the different registries, this study aims to capture the disease epidemiology, analyze the disease trends, the epidemiological features, clinical characteristics, and highlight the gaps and provide the recommendations for further improving the betterment in diabetes care. The structure methodology adopted was the PRISMA framework. Um, uh, we searched three databases, PubMed, Scopus, Google Scholar, and using the keywords type 1 diabetes, insulin dependent diabetes registries, and from more than 3,000 articles, three independent researchers identified 31 articles, and from these 31 articles, further 20 articles were added from the cross references, making up to 51 articles. The inclusion criteria was strictly adhered. We included the articles which are providing epidemiological data or clinical insights from type 1 diabetes registries and excluded the studies which are having non-type 1 DM population. The quality assessment was done using the JBI critical appraisal checklist to ensure reliability, validity, and to ensure there is no biasness. From these 51 articles, we found that there are 38 unique registries being which are present across the world. Our studies included studies from 6 different continents, except we didn't find any study from South America. And the age of the studies varies from some are as new as 7 years and a few are as old as 47-year-old. There were different diagnostic criteria that were used. Case assessment rate was different. We'll discuss it in details. To know, now coming on to the results, to find out the global burden of disease, different studies provided different incidences based on the population size or age of the samples. So we did the meta-analysis and we found out that the pooled incidence rate came out to be around 19.8 per lakh 1 lakh population for the age group of 0 to 14 years. The p-value signifies that our results are not not based on some random effect or sample variability, but they are significant. And the I-square value of 87.68% indicates that there was huge heterogeneity, which may be attributed to the population and different methodologies which was adopted by the studies. The environmental factors and genetic effects may play in different incidence trends, and this highlights there is a need for standardized data collection program. Now, looking at the trends that have been identified in our study, based on the first, if we talk about the gender, there was no significant gender-based differences was found in the incidence. As for both of them, male and female, the incidence rate came about to 19.5. Now talking about the age, the study find out that as the age increases, the incidence is also increasing. The lowest incidence was found in the 0 to 4 years of age group, and the highest was found in 10 to 14 years of age group. If we talk about the geography, there was a stark difference in incidence rate across the world. I am showing data for Europe and Asia. For Europe, the incidence rate for the whole Europe came around 23.1, which was 4 points higher than the world average, and for Asia it was 10.7, which was way less than the world average. Here I want to emphasize that the number of registries which we have been working from last 3 decades, 75% of those registries were from Europe. And the coverage rate of European registries are around 90%. They have been working on type 1 diabetes surveillance from a longer time. So the 23.1 incidence rate validate the higher incidence rate because they have been working from a very long time. And the Asia, which we get 10.7, it may be because of the underdiagnosed cases, because many of the registries in Asia have been working from last 10 to 15 years. There is less coverage and less emphasis on less stringent monitoring. So the less incidence in Asia maybe it shows the gap in the uh, surveillance. And there may be high incidence rate more than Europe as well. The diagnostic criteria that were found out being used by different registries were around 6. And based on the meta-analysis, we found that the ISPED criteria that have been many of the registries were adopting, that came out to be around 26.9. The other criterias were quite less. This high incidence rate of ISPEC criteria may be attributed because these ISPEC criteria or other standards are quite sensitive in combing out the more incidence rate, more children which are type 1 diabetes, and other criteria which are based on physician diagnosis or clinical characteristics. They are not that much sensitive, and many of the children may remain undiagnosed, and thus showing the lesser incidence rate. The common complications that were seen across the registries were diabetes ketoacidosis and hypoglycemia. It was mentioned in the studies that many of the times children are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes first time when they are being hospitalized with diabetes ketoacidosis or hypoglycemia, and they are admitted in the hospital. The incidence rate of DK was quite high, and it was even higher in LMICs, which was 56.98, and as compared to the HIC counterparts, but still the rates are quite high. Talking about the management strategies, the glycemic control is one of the major key output indicator in most of the registries, but many countries are being struggling to meet the targets. Very few have reported actually meeting the targets of glycemic control. And this is even worse when in the countries having lower socioeconomic status and with minorities. Now the CGM usage is linked with better glycemic control, but in our studies only 3 registries have only 3 registries were talked about usage of CGM, and that too was quite low. CGM use was observed in only 12.51% of the children. In many countries now CGM use is increasing, like we see in US T1DX, it has been increased from 7% to 30% in last 2 decades, but it still remained low, and it is even lesser with the people with lower socioeconomic categories or from minorities. Some of the limitations in our study was there were very few studies we found out from LMICs. I want to conclude here by saying that united for type 1 warriors, every child deserves a healthier tomorrow. Thank you so much.